In the quiet village of Greenwood, there lived a courageous little Shiba Inu named Kiko, who was known for his quick mind and kind heart. Every morning, Kiko awoke with the rising sun, his eyes sparkling with curiosity as he prepared for another day filled with small adventures. He spent his days exploring the nearby meadows and gentle forests, always imagining that even the smallest creature could perform heroic deeds. One bright morning, as he trotted along an old country road, a faint, desperate cry reached his ears and stirred his brave soul. The sound came from the direction of a large, familiar barn where a magnificent horse called Starfire often roamed freely. Starfire was a gentle giant of a horse, known in Greenwood for her soft eyes and tireless work helping the local farmer. On this particular day, Starfire had wandered too far and become trapped in a deep patch of thick, clinging mud that was hard to escape. The mud swirled around her hooves like a dark, dangerous sea, leaving her stranded and frightened in its sticky grasp. Kiko, hearing her agonized whinnies, felt a surge of determination and knew that he must act quickly to help his friend. Without a moment's hesitation, the small Shiba Inu sprinted toward the sound, his little legs carrying him as fast as they could. Along the winding road, he passed by friendly villagers who smiled in surprise at the sight of his determined run. His heart pounded with equal parts fear and hope as he envisioned a way to rescue Starfire from her grim predicament. Each step he took was filled with courage and care, as though destiny itself had chosen him for this daring task. When he finally arrived at the mud-soaked field, he beheld Starfire struggling, her large eyes brimming with worry and pain. The sight of his dear friend in distress filled Kiko with empathy, and he immediately searched for a means to set her free. He sniffed around carefully until his keen nose discovered an old rope lying forgotten near a collapsed wooden fence. With hope in his heart, Kiko snatched the rope in his mouth and raced back toward the trapped horse to share his plan. The determined pup believed that even though he was small, his clever mind and brave spirit could overcome any obstacle. Upon returning, he gently nudged Starfire and barked softly to assure her that help had come in the form of his simple yet strong plan. Kiko then tied one end of the rope around a sturdy oak tree, whose massive trunk stood like a silent guardian over the field. He circled around the great horse with quiet confidence, letting her feel the promise of freedom conveyed through every careful step. The brave little dog encouraged Starfire to grasp the loose rope with her teeth and hooves, so that together they might find escape. Starfire, though initially confused by the small creature's bold actions, sensed the sincerity and kindness radiating from Kiko. With a deep, trusting whinny, she allowed him to guide her efforts to pull her out of the suffocating mud trap. The duo worked in unison as Kiko barked gentle words of encouragement, and Starfire strained with all her might against the sticky muck. Slowly, the strong pull from both friends began to loosen the grip of the murky mud that had held Starfire captive for so long. The golden morning light bathed the field in warmth, casting long, hopeful shadows behind the resolute pair in their struggle. As their determined efforts continued, other villagers gathered at a safe distance, watching in amazement at the unfolding rescue. Each onlooker felt pride and wonder, witnessing how a small dog's unwavering spirit could inspire a great act of compassion. Every tug on the rope was a small victory, marking the progress of a journey that celebrated the power of friendship over adversity. The mud, which had seemed impenetrable and cruel, began to loosen as the rhythmic pull of the rope turned hope into reality. Kiko's body trembled with effort, yet he refused to slow down or give in, driven by the belief that courage always finds a way. Starfire's massive frame shuddered as she strained against the pull, each effort reinforcing the bond that had formed between them. The villagers' cheers echoed across the field, lending strength to both the tiny dog and the noble horse in their daring rescue. With every determined pull, the gap between the treacherous mud and the safety of solid ground grew a little bit wider. In the midst of the swirling chaos, the unlikely pair found solace in their joint determination to overcome nature's challenge. Kiko's bright eyes shone with fierce determination as he watched Starfire inch closer to a place free from the perilous mud. The trusted oak tree, firmly rooted in the earth, served as a steadfast symbol of hope and resilience for all who had gathered. At last, with one final, mighty pull, Starfire's front hooves broke free from the clutches of the mud, igniting cheers from the crowd. In that triumphant moment, the brave Shiba Inu realized that true courage comes in many forms, and even the smallest among us can change the world. After the rescue, the field shimmered under the early sun as a gentle breeze carried whispers of gratitude and hope to every corner of the village. Villagers, still awed by the sight of Kiko and Starfire standing side by side, gathered around with expressions of admiration and relief. The small yet fearless Shiba Inu trotted proudly beside the mighty horse, their bond evident in every graceful step they took together. A local farmer stepped forward with tender care and heartfelt thanks, praising Kiko for his remarkable courage and quick thinking. Children clutched their parents' hands as they listened intently to the adults' excited chatter about the heroic act that had unfolded before their eyes. The crisp morning air seemed to echo the soft whispers of gratitude, turning the once quiet field into a lively celebration of hope and bravery. A collective smile spread across every face as the villagers recounted the events and marveled at the incredible friendship between the dog and the horse. Starfire, with her majestic stance now restored, moved slowly and gracefully as if savoring the newfound freedom from the clutches of the stubborn mud. The vibrant rays of the rising sun caressed every leaf and blade of grass, making the scene appear as if it were painted with the colors of a magical dawn. Kiko's tail wagged with persistent joy as he led the way, his eyes reflecting a quiet determination that inspired all those who watched him. In the background, the old oak tree, a silent sentinel to many seasons of change, witnessed the bravery of the duo with deep, unspoken pride. Every gentle rustle of the leaves seemed to hum a tune of victory, celebrating the unity and resilience that had been shown on this extraordinary morning. As neighbors exchanged warm greetings, they also exchanged promises to help one another, knowing that such acts of kindness fortified their entire community. A soft murmur of appreciation filled the air as elders recounted stories of past hardships, comparing them to the fresh hope inspired by Kiko's daring deed. The horse's grateful eyes met Kiko's confident gaze in a silent exchange of thanks that resonated far beyond words or fleeting moments. An overwhelming sense of unity settled over the gathering as everyone recognized that small acts of courage could ignite enormous ripples of change. With the morning light growing stronger, each person present felt their hearts lighten, warmed by the belief that hope was always within reach. The joyous scene inspired local artists, who began sketching the brave Shiba Inu and the noble horse, determined to immortalize their story on paper. A gentle rhythm echoed through the murmuring crowd, as if nature itself celebrated the spark of bravery that had revived the spirit of the village. Every smile and nod exchanged among the villagers confirmed that miracles, though rare, could blossom from the seed of pure, unselfish courage. The subtle fragrance of wildflowers mingled with the fresh scent of earth, wrapping the rescued duo in an aromatic embrace of renewal. In a quiet corner near the old barn, a storyteller prepared to share the tale, carefully choosing words that would soon inspire listeners of all ages. Parents leaned in closer to their children, eager to pass on the lesson that even the smallest heroes could change the world with a single act of valor. There was a profound magic in the air, as if every gust of wind carried the promise that no darkness was too deep for the light of courage to penetrate. The bustling scene, now filled with heartfelt laughter and soft applause, reaffirmed the timeless truth that hope and bravery are inseparable. As the rescued horse stepped lightly onto solid ground, every careful movement seemed to celebrate a new beginning for all who believed in miracles. The community, united by the shared experience, felt a renewed determination to stand together in the face of any future challenge. Each passing moment of that day etched a memory in the hearts of the villagers, a memory that would inspire countless stories of courage and friendship. The humble act of saving a life had blossomed into a day of celebration, where every soul present felt deeply connected to the triumph of hope. A soft chorus of voices rose in unison, transforming the ordinary sounds of the morning into a symphony of heartfelt gratitude and shared joy. The sparkle in each villager's eye testified to the resounding impact of Kiko's bravery, reminding everyone that heroism often comes in unexpected forms. In the glow of the ever-brightening sun, even the simple act of sharing a kind word or smile became a beacon of collective strength. The brave duo had not only defied the difficult grip of the mud, but had also dissolved all lingering doubts about the power of compassion. Every whispered tale of their daring rescue would soon become a cherished legend, passed down as an example of true heroism for generations. The warm light danced upon the faces of those gathered, highlighting the honest, unpretentious joy that can arise from selfless acts of kindness. The atmosphere was filled with a serene determination, as if the earth itself acknowledged that no obstacle was too great when hearts united in hope. An unspoken promise flowed among the villagers to look out for one another, guided by the luminous example set by their unlikely heroes. In the soft breeze that meandered through the field, echoes of laughter and gratitude resonated, stitching together the fabric of community. The day continued its slow, graceful march forward, with every moment building on the beauty of resilience, kindness, and togetherness. As the sun ascended to its zenith, The story of Kiko and Starfire solidified itself as a radiant symbol of the extraordinary power of humble courage. After the grand celebration that filled Greenwood with laughter and heartfelt joy, the morning slowly gave way to a calm afternoon that promised new hope and deeper bonds among all who had witnessed the remarkable rescue. The villagers, still buzzing with excitement, walked along the winding lanes with gentle smiles and thoughtful eyes, each step a reminder of the day when courage and kindness had triumphed over adversity. In every corner of the town, the tale of the brave Shiba Inu named Kiko and the rescued horse Starfire was being told in simple, clear words that even a young mind could easily understand, spreading inspiration among those who listened. The local baker, whose shop overflowed with the comforting aroma of freshly baked bread, proudly displayed a new sign that read "Bravery Lives Here" to honor the incredible spirit of the duo. As Kiko and Starfire rested side by side in the shade of a mighty oak, villagers approached them slowly, offering soft pats on the head and gentle scratches behind their ears in quiet admiration. The horse's deep, grateful eyes shone under the warm glow of the afternoon sun, and her calm whinnies resonated as a language of thanks to the small but mighty friend who had freed her from the clutches of the unforgiving mud. Children gathered around the pair, their faces filled with wonder, as a kindly elderly man recounted the brave rescue with a voice that was both warm and steady, ensuring every word was understood by even the littlest listener. Each word of the story painted vivid images of muddy struggles, daring pulls, and the unyielding determination that made it possible for Kiko to overcome impossible odds despite his small size. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves overhead as if nature itself was applauding the duo's bravery and weaving a tapestry of subtle colors that matched the collective pride of the community. In the nearby town square, a long wooden board was uncovered and adorned with simple sketches that depicted the heroic rescue, ensuring that the story would be remembered long after the day's events faded into memory. Throughout the afternoon, elders sat on weathered benches near the fountain to discuss how a single act of kindness could bring people together and mend even the deepest of wounds in their close-knit community. The local schoolteacher, who believed in the power of simple stories to teach great lessons, planned to use this incident as a case study for her students on the importance of empathy, perseverance, and friendship. As birds chirped merrily in the trees, Kiko continued his quiet patrol around the field, his every step a symbol of hope and the determination that even the smallest creature could become a hero. Starfire, ever graceful despite her recent ordeal, ambled slowly back toward the stable, where she was greeted with kind words and gentle strokes from those who had cared for her all her life. Neighbors exchanged warm greetings and kind remarks as they passed by, their hearts lightened by the memory of a rescue that had restored their faith in the power of unity and selflessness. A young mother, cradling her sleepy child, pointed to Kiko with a soft smile and said that even the tiniest among them could hold the power to change lives with an act of true courage. The local carpenter, inspired by the simplicity of the heroic act, immediately set to work crafting a small wooden token in the shape of a paw print to commemorate the day and to serve as a lasting symbol of bravery. In a quiet moment away from the bustling crowd, Kiko sat by the old stone wall, his eyes fixed on the horizon as if he could see a future where all living things would be brave and kind. The sunshine danced on the freshly cleaned streets, making them sparkle with an almost magical glow that matched the glowing spirits of the villagers who trod upon them. With each gentle conversation and every shared smile, the memory of the rescue grew into a cherished legend that reminded everyone that hope and courage are found in the smallest acts. In the distance, the sound of a fiddle playing a lively tune mingled with soft chatter, as a small band of local musicians gathered to celebrate the miraculous day with their cheerful performance. Every note of the music carried with it a heartbeat of resilience, inviting everyone to join in a spontaneous dance that celebrated the unity and strength of the community. The streets of Greenwood became an open canvas where every passerby could feel the electric pulse of shared victory that transcended age, size, and background. Even in the fading light of the afternoon, the mural of kindness spread by Kiko's act shone brightly in the minds of those who had seen that a true hero is measured not by size but by heart. Families who had gathered for the day's event slowly made their way home, carrying in their hearts a renewed belief that acts of compassion are the true magic in the world. A gentle rain began to fall as if the clouds themselves wished to bless the day and cleanse any remnants of sorrow from the memories of past hardships. The raindrops glistened on leaves and petals, and each one seemed to whisper promises of growth, forgiveness, and the endless cycle of care that was at the core of Greenwood's spirit. Under a shared umbrella, two old friends discussed the beauty of resilience, noting that even nature celebrated the heroic moment with its own soft, rhythmic applause. Inside small homes with glowing fireplaces, families reflected on the day's events, feeling a peaceful certainty that such moments of bravery would guide them in times of darkness. The story of Kiko and Starfire was gently woven into every conversation that evening, a tale of love and persistence that felt as important as the history of the village itself. With every retelling, the words grew richer, as neighbors added their own reflections and gratitude, turning the simple rescue into an unforgettable saga of compassion. Lanterns were lit in every window, as the villagers prepared to end the day with quiet prayers and hopes for a future filled with more moments of shared heroism. Even the tired feet of those who had worked all day found comfort in the thought that a single brave act could transform a community, bringing light where there was once despair. In the warmth of every home, echoes of laughter and gentle lullabies resonated, merging with the memory of a day that reminded everyone of the power of kindness. The humble hero, Kiko, though often unnoticed in the hustle of daily life, had become a guiding star that illuminated the values of caring, hope, and selfless action for all. Starfire, with her soft, trusting eyes and graceful movements, complemented Kiko perfectly, proving that friendship and bravery can come in many different shapes and sizes. As the rain subsided and the first stars began to twinkle in the twilight sky, the people of Greenwood felt a deep sense of peace, knowing that love could overcome any obstacle. Every whispered word of gratitude, every silent promise to help one another, and every quiet prayer of thanks added layers to the story of that unforgettable day. The community's hearts were knit together by the simple truth that strength comes from unity, and that even the smallest creature can spark monumental change with a single act of bravery. In the soft embrace of the coming night, the legacy of Kiko's courage and Starfire's resilience shone brightly, a beacon of hope and an everlasting reminder that true heroes live in every heart. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the evening air in Greenwood grew cool and calm, inviting everyone to reflect on the day's wondrous events. The celebration of Kiko and Starfire's bravery had not ended with the afternoon and continued to glow in the hearts of every villager. Families gathered around small bonfires in the village square, their faces lit by the flickering flames and soft smiles. The gentle sound of crickets filled the space between whispered stories and quiet laughter as people shared their memories of the heroic rescue. Kiko, though small, had become the shining symbol of courage that reminded everyone of the strength hidden in even the tiniest heart. Starfire rested near the stable, her calm presence a gentle reminder of the power of kindness and the spirit of survival. In every home, children were asked to draw pictures of the brave duo, capturing the moment they broke free from despair to find hope. A kind elder recounted the rescue in simple, loving words, ensuring even the youngest listener could understand the value of courage. The storyteller's voice carried across the quiet night, connecting each villager with a feeling of unity and shared purpose. Every sentence of the tale was filled with gratitude, as the simple act of bravery had transformed a hard day into a lesson of hope. The community's bond grew stronger as they remembered that day when fear was overcome by a fearless heart. A soft wind blew through the square, carrying the scent of pine and the promise of many more days filled with gentle miracles. Even as the night deepened, the villagers could not help but feel a warm glow that defied the chill of evening. In small groups, friends and neighbors discussed how one kind act could change the life of an entire community. The heroic story of the brave Shiba Inu and the rescued horse was now the heart of every conversation among the townsfolk. Some villagers decided to honor the rescue by planting a row of wildflowers along the path that led to the oak tree. The wildflowers, with their bright colors and soft petals, were symbols of new beginnings and the healing power of nature. Every petal and every leaf reminded people of the day when love and bravery triumphed over hardship. The village priest offered a small prayer of thanks for the courage that had saved a life that day, his words simple but heartfelt. As he spoke, the soft murmur of the congregation blended with the natural sounds of the night, creating a peaceful harmony. Kiko and Starfire had united the community in a silent vow that every life, big or small, deserved love and respect. The resilient spirit of the village was echoed in every shared smile and every kind word exchanged that night. In the quiet dark, the memory of the rescue burned as brightly as the embers in the fire, never fading away. The warmth of the bonfires mixed with the warmth of the villagers' hearts, creating a night filled with comfort and gentle hope. With every shared tale of bravery and friendship, the people of Greenwood were reminded of the strength that lies within community. The rescue had become more than an act of heroism. It was now the legend that would be passed down from generation to generation. As the flames danced on the cool stone of the square, they seemed to whisper secrets of the heroism that had changed lives. The simple truth of the day's events filled every mind, that even the smallest being could make a mighty difference. The old clock in the town center tolled softly, marking the passage of time as a reminder that hope was eternal. In the midst of the dark night, every light, whether from a window, a lantern, or a heart, shone with the promise of tomorrow. The gentle hum of nighttime activity in the village felt like a soft lullaby, soothing the hearts of those who had shared the day's joy. Neighbors waved goodbye to one another, their parting words echoing gratitude for having witnessed something truly miraculous. There was a sense of peace that settled over Greenwood, as though nature itself was nodding in approval of the goodness among them. In a small cottage at the edge of town, a family prepared a quiet meal, their hearts full from the memory of the heroic act. Outside, a soft rain began to fall, each drop a delicate reminder that even in a storm, life finds a way to thrive. The rain pattered on rooftops and cobblestones, harmonizing with the gentle lull of the night and the beat of every thankful heart. Under the soft glow of street lamps, every path in Greenwood seemed to lead toward a future filled with hope and resilience. The bravery of Kiko and the kindness of Starfire had woven a tapestry of unity that would warm the village for many years. As midnight approached, the night air was filled with quiet reflections, and each villager felt a deep pride in their shared story. In that moment, as the stars emerged to blanket the sky, the village of Greenwood rested, united by the truth that courage and love can light even the darkest nights. The morning after the rescue, the village awoke to the gentle sound of birds chirping and the soft sunlight brightening Greenwood. Kiko, the brave Shiba Inu, woke early with a joyful bark that filled the air with promise. He remembered the day before and felt deep pride in his courageous act. The entire village still buzzed with lively conversation about the remarkable rescue. The air carried an exciting energy as neighbors shared new stories about Kiko's inspiring bravery. Starfire greeted the new day with soft, thankful whinnies that reflected her renewed spirit. Some villagers headed to the stable to give Starfire fresh hay and gentle care. Children gathered near the field where the rescue had taken place, their eyes wide with wonder. Their laughter echoed as they pretended to be little heroes, just like Kiko. In the town square, colorful ribbons waved in the breeze, adding cheer to the morning. A bright banner was hung on an old oak tree, proudly proclaiming "Courage lives in our hearts." The villagers organized a small parade to honor the acts of kindness and the bold rescue. Every family joined in, each holding handmade signs with words of hope and thanks. Kiko trotted at the front of the parade, receiving warm pats and joyful cheers along the way. Elderly villagers smiled as they remembered times when unity had helped overcome past hardships. The parade moved slowly along the cobblestone streets, each step a celebration of life and courage. As they passed green fields and tidy gardens, memories of the rescue filled everyone with hope. Children waved small flags and clapped loudly for both Kiko and Starfire. A nearby band played cheerful tunes that lightened every heart in the crowd. The music spread throughout the village, wrapping every corner with its happy melody. Each note of the lively song promised a bright future filled with unity and joy. Kiko's ears perked up as the music played, and he barked happily in tune with the band. The villagers saw that the day was not only about a rescue, but also about the strength of coming together. A kind neighbor recounted the story of the rescue to new visitors, ensuring everyone understood its meaning. These visitors listened with awe and thanked the villagers for sharing a story that warmed the heart. The sense of community grew even stronger as each kind word was shared and embraced. Every face shone with pride, remembering how courage had helped overcome a tough challenge. Kiko had become a symbol of hope for the young and a powerful lesson of bravery for everyone. Starfire showed her gentle nature by offering comfort to anyone who needed a kind word. The stable turned into a meeting place where people gathered to share stories and plan future adventures. A local teacher announced that the rescue would be the theme for the week at school. She planned classroom activities that taught the children about kindness, courage, and community spirit. The students enjoyed drawing pictures and writing short stories about the heroic duo. Their simple stories made sure that every child could understand the message of bravery. Parents joined them at the community library, reading these stories aloud each afternoon. The library walls soon became decorated with colorful drawings inspired by Kiko and Starfire. Everyone agreed that the rescue reminded them that even small acts of courage can make a big difference. The villagers decided to celebrate Kiko and Starfire's bravery every year with a special day of honor. They believed this annual celebration would teach future generations about the strength found in kindness and action. With every new day that dawned, the legacy of Kiko's heroic rescue grew, inspiring hope and proving that courage resides in every heart. As the new day began, the village of Greenwood slowly came to life with gentle rays of sunlight promising a bright future. The cool morning air carried the soft hum of nature as birds sang sweet melodies to welcome a day of hope. Kiko, the brave Shiba Inu, stretched his little limbs and wagged his tail in gratitude for the peaceful morning. Starfire, the graceful horse, stepped lightly out of her stable, her eyes reflecting a deep calm that touched everyone who saw her. Neighbors met in the quiet streets, greeting each other with warm smiles and thankful hearts for the miracles of yesterday. The memory of the heroic rescue continued to shine like a guiding star, reminding all that small acts of bravery could change lives. Every villager recalled the moment when Kiko's courage freed Starfire from the clutches of thick, stubborn mud. In the gentle morning light, the community felt united by the simple truth of kindness and the strength of compassion. Children skipped along the cobblestone roads, reenacting the rescue with playful energy and dreams of becoming heroes themselves. Elderly residents sat on porches, sharing stories of past challenges and celebrating the new legacy of hope that had been created. The aroma of freshly baked bread and homemade tea filled the air as families prepared to start their day with a sense of purpose. A local teacher planned a special lesson at school where students would learn about courage, friendship, and community spirit. In the town square, a new mural was unveiled that captured the brave act in bright colors and bold lines that all could understand. Villagers admired the painting, seeing in it the simple reminder that heart and hope were the true marks of a hero. A gentle breeze carried whispers of thanks as each person reflected on the bravery that had united their community. The sound of laughter and joyful chatter filled the market, blending with the rustling leaves and singing birds above. Kiko trotted along familiar paths, his every step a quiet celebration of life and the chance to help whenever needed. Starfire, ever graceful, moved slowly through the fields, her calm presence a living lesson in resilience and trust. The villagers gathered to share plans for a new day built on the foundation of that unforgettable rescue. Neighbors discussed planting a community garden, where each flower would symbolize the lasting hope born of that act of courage. Every seed in the soil represented the promise of growth, nurtured by the care of a community bound by love and mutual respect. Children helped water the young sprouts, as their innocent giggles blended with the soft murmur of grateful voices. The village elders spoke of the rescue as a turning point, where every heart learned that bravery comes in many sizes. People from distant towns visited Greenwood, drawn by the remarkable story of a small dog and a noble horse who changed lives. Local artisans crafted small tokens of remembrance that celebrated the simple yet powerful act of coming together in crisis. These tokens were displayed in every home as daily reminders that courage and kindness could brighten even the darkest days. As the sun climbed higher, its warm glow illuminated not just the earth but also the resilient spirit of every villager. The soft sounds of nature mingled with the lively conversations of the people, creating a symphony of unity and joy. Every heart in Greenwood echoed with the understanding that when one helps another, a chain of hope is forged. The story of Kiko and Starfire was retold in gentle voices at community gatherings, preserving its lessons for future days. Amidst the bustle of daily life, the rescue served as a quiet reminder that kindness was a strength that everyone could share. The community felt a renewed sense of purpose, ready to face any challenge with open hearts and a helping hand. Local leaders promised to work together on projects that would honor the memory of that brave rescue and unite the town further. In every corner of Greenwood, murals, songs, and stories celebrated the idea that even the smallest acts of valor could light the way. A feeling of deep gratitude filled the air, as each person recognized that the spirit of unity was the town's most valuable treasure. As the day progressed, everyone carried forward the lessons learned by Kiko's bold actions and Starfire's gentle strength. The memory of their rescue wove itself into daily routines, encouraging even the smallest person to believe in their power. In quiet moments of reflection, many realized that this shared history would guide them through every future trial. Greenwood had become a living testament to the truth that when hearts unite in selfless bravery, miracles are possible. With every new sunrise, the legacy of Kiko and Starfire grew stronger, forever inspiring Greenwood to embrace hope, courage, and kindness. In the gentle light of a new dawn, the village of Greenwood awoke with hearts full of hope, each resident carrying the memory of that unforgettable rescue into their daily lives. The heroic act of Kiko, the brave Shiba Inu, and Starfire, the noble horse, had become a timeless tale celebrated by young and old alike. Each morning, as the sun painted the sky with soft hues, families would gather by the great oak tree to remember how small acts of kindness could change the world. Children, with eyes shining bright, eagerly recounted the story in simple words, believing that even they could be heroes in their own ways. Teachers wove the adventure into lessons, ensuring that the spark of courage and friendship would ignite the dreams of every student. The community garden, planted in honor of the rescue, blossomed with colorful flowers that whispered the legacy of compassion and unity. Neighbors built small shrines of gratitude near the oak tree, where tokens and trinkets celebrated the unwavering bond between Kiko and Starfire. Murals depicting the brave duo soon adorned the walls of Greenwood, transforming everyday streets into vibrant galleries of hope. Visitors from distant towns marveled at the spirit of the community, inspired by the tale that proved courage knows no size. Local artists composed gentle ballads that echoed through the cobblestone lanes, reminding all who listened that love and bravery interlaced the fabric of life. Every whispered memory added a new thread to the tapestry of Greenwood, where unity and perseverance were cherished above all. In every retelling of the rescue, voices grew softer and gentler, as if the magic of that day lent warmth to every word spoken. The legacy of Kiko's daring rescue instilled in the hearts of the villagers the belief that every challenge could be overcome with a kind act. With each passing season, the story became more than just a recollection. It evolved into a beacon of inspiration that guided the future. Families celebrated the anniversary of the rescue with festivals, where laughter, music, and heartfelt stories wove together a community of hope. The joyous parades that followed the rescue year after year brought neighbors closer, reminding them that each person's light contributed to the collective glow. Children played games inspired by the heroic duo, running through fields and meadows, just as Kiko had raced to save Starfire from the clutches of despair. Elders, with warm smiles and wise eyes, shared lessons from that day, urging the young to believe in the transformative power of a brave heart. Every festival, every shared meal, and every simple act of kindness in Greenwood was a tribute to the miracle that unfolded on that fateful day. The gentle murmur of gratitude could be heard in the quiet moments at dusk, as the soft breeze carried the collective memory of the rescue across the land. Each token of remembrance, be it a painted mural or a small wooden carving, echoed the message that true strength is born from unity and compassion. The brave rescue had woven itself into the everyday lives of the villagers, influencing not only their actions but also the dreams they dared to dream. Neighbors took pride in knowing that a small dog's courage had sparked a wave of kindness that spread far beyond the boundaries of Greenwood. Through the trials of time, the simple story of Kiko and Starfire reminded everyone that overcoming fear is as vital as nurturing hope. In community centers and quiet corners, the tale was recited, each time drawing new inspiration from the enduring spirit of the rescue. Even as challenges arose and hardships appeared, the memories of that day shone like guiding stars, encouraging every heart to beat in unison. Greenwood slowly became a sanctuary where the belief in good always prevailed over despair, and every resident felt both seen and supported. The legacy of the rescue brought communities together, teaching that every brave act, no matter how small, ripples outward to create lasting change. A festival of lights was established, where lanterns were released into the night sky as living symbols of hope and the eternal flame of courage. During these celebrations, families would hug tightly and share stories of how Kiko's fearless act had bridged differences and mended old wounds. The quiet smile of a child, the gentle nod of a parent, and the reflective gaze of an elder all bore witness to the magic woven into that rescue. With every shared laugh and every tear of joy, Greenwood affirmed that the power of unity can defy even the bleakest challenges. The story also reached far beyond the village borders, inspiring neighboring towns to follow suit in acts of kindness and community support. Invitations to celebrate and collaborate on local projects flowed in from across the region, as more people sought to build a world kinder than before. The rescue had become a universal parable, easily understood by every sixth grader, yet profound enough to guide the hearts of adults. Local libraries and community centers preserved the written tale, ensuring that future generations could read about the enduring power of bravery. In every scribbled note and every carefully drawn picture, the spirit of Kiko and Starfire continued to live on with timeless grace. Greenwood's story was a gentle reminder that courage exists in the simple, everyday decisions to help and care for one another. As the sun set and painted the sky with warm, final hues, the villagers closed their eyes with a deep sense of peace and belonging. And so, in the soft glow of twilight, the legacy of a brave Shiba Inu and a grateful horse continued to illuminate every heart, inviting all to live with courage, kindness, and an unbreakable sense of unity.